Hey YouTube, I wanted to talk a little bit about liver and why you should eat it, especially if you suffer of depression. So, without further ado, I'll tell you my story. I have been clinically depressed since I was about 12 years old. I've taken medications, I've done therapy, and not really had the best results. I definitely have not been cured by any of these interventions. And so I've pretty much lived with suicidal depression ever since I was in my teens. Only until very recently did I discover the ketogenic diet, and when I was in my early 30s, and noticed that it helped with depression very greatly. Previous to that, I was a vegetarian slash vegan, trying to adhere to all the best practices and getting the most nutrients in. I was having worse mental health than ever in my whole life. I was thinking about suicide pretty much daily. And so when I found keto, it was like the path had opened up to me for my mental health. But it didn't seem to do everything. It wasn't exactly the magic bullet. So I began experimenting with B12 supplementation again, and I found a food called liver, which is actually full of B12. I ate like one slice of it, and I was bouncing off the fucking walls with happy, positive energy, and I wondered, what is it about the B12 that's in liver versus all the supplements I had taken all my life with no results? Well, why is it that this has such an effect on me, whereas the supplements never did? So I looked into it, and apparently there's 3 different forms of B12. One of them comes from bacteria. One of them comes from inside an animal's intestines and whatnot, and it's extracted and reproduced from there. And then the other one is actually the animal storage form. So when you're eating liver, you're actually eating the animal storage form. And what I found out is my body could not assimilate the other forms, like the vegetarian and vegan B12 supplements. Don't do anything for me. Eating a decent amount of meat, actually, I'm still deficient. So I have become a liver eater. I started out, once I did my liver test and had the bouncing off the walls effect, I decided that since I really hated the taste of the stuff, I would try taking desiccated liver. I continued to supplement with that for the last 5 years, until only recently I met a person who was so mentally screwed up that they were institutionalized for a good portion of their life. And they found out that the whole reason for all their mental problems was the inability to methylate cobalamin. So they have a gene mutation called MTFHR or MHTFR, I forget, look it up, where their body can simply not make use of certain vitamins that are crucial to their mental health. And after many years of trying antidepressants and all sorts of dietary interventions, they found out that they need to eat liver and also take specialized supplements because they have an even harder time assimilating B12 than I do. And that got me thinking, gosh, I should try this liver experiment again and see, sort of benchmark it against the desiccated liver I've been taking. And I had my first bit of liver last week, and I went back to the whole bouncing off the walls thing. I was just like, man, this is so much better than the processed stuff that comes in pill format. And I was like, but I have to figure out a way to eat this because it tastes horrible, and the smell of it just makes me want to hurl. So I figured out a way to kind of get liver into my diet without running away screaming. And I wanted to just kind of show you how I get liver in my diet, and suggest a couple things for you if you have the same kind of issue I have. So, you can buy beef liver almost any store. Much better is pork liver or chicken liver or almost anything other than beef. Now the problem with beef liver, why it tastes so bad, is that it's full of copper and it has like a very strong metallic taste that's very off-putting. And then, you know, maybe it's just the animal, the organs just stink. I don't know, but this is actually the most common liver you're going to find in the supermarket, and also the worst tasting. But I'm going to tell you how I eat this, which will hopefully pave the way for maybe in the future. I'll talk about some recipes for more palatable liver, like chicken liver and pork liver. But this is at every grocery store practically. It's usually kind of hiding off to the side with the weird things. These come in pre-proportioned sizes, about 4 ounces each. And you cook this almost exactly like you would like a little steak. It smells terrible when you cook it, but the flavor actually isn't as bad as it smells. What I do, because I also have the problem of, god damn, this is disgusting, but so good for me at the same time. I will take, let's see, I'll take one portion and I'll dice it up into little pieces. And I throw this in with ground meat to sort of mask the taste. And I eat maybe, what you see in here is like, I might eat like a fourth of this. So I'm only having like a quarter-sized portion, not even close. This is like the remnants of an entire slice. I've had maybe 2 servings here. I'll combine that with ground meat. And what do you know, I barely taste the stuff. And I'm back to bouncing off the walls again. So that's how I figured out how to do it. Now, another way to do it is you can actually take frozen raw liver, stick it in pills, make your own pills, leave it in the fridge or freezer, and then take, you know, X number of those. Now, the good thing about raw liver is that whenever you cook anything, you're destroying certain vitamins and minerals. No matter what food it is, the more you process it, the more you destroy all the good things inside. So with raw liver in pill format, you need less than what I'm getting when I'm cooking liver. But I just think it's unnatural sort of to eat frozen pills. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just a machismo thing. I don't want to like admit that I have to do that. So I just eat regular liver, but you know, that's another way to do it. If you have depression, I would highly recommend you give this a try. And if you don't believe me about liver being a nutritious food, go look on nutritiondata.self.com, or another website is called Nutrition Value. I think it's nutritionvalue.org. Look it up on Google. Look up the vitamin content of like 100 grams worth of liver. You'll be blown away. I think it's actually the most nutritious food on the planet, other than kidney, which I ain't eating that. that apparently that tastes like piss, no matter what you do. Forget it. No, I'll have liver. But these foods are amazing. I mean, vegans would be jealous of this stuff because nothing in the vegetable world compares to liver. In fact, the reason why liver is so dang nutrient dense is because it's where the animal stores a lot of its nutrients to, you know, help the liver do its various filtering and chemical producing functions. So just chock full of vitamins. Absolutely a health food. Give it a try and let me know what you think. Let me know if you feel more energetic after eating liver, or if you're just grossed out by it and can't handle it, even though you tried. I'd like to really know, because a lot of my audience is kind of like me, where we've kind of given up on the medical industry and have started to do experiments on ourselves to see if we can increase our health. So give it a try and get back to me. Yeah. And with that, I guess I'll shut up and leave it to you. So thanks for watching, and have a good day.